Okay, if you are a fan of Mario 64, you've definitely heard of Super Mario 64's Personalized, especially because of the 2020 IQ leak, where a bunch of things that were scrapped from Mario 64 were revealed, such as Luigi, some unused levels, the Moto's enemy, I think that's what it's called, and probably a lot more. But we'll be focusing on Super Mario 64 DS. I bet you never heard of Super Mario 64 DS as Personalized, huh? It doesn't exist. I'm just gonna say it right now. The only way it would exist is if Miyamoto brought back the AI, which probably wasn't even real in the first place, for their remake on the DS, which didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm gonna tell you this right now. It didn't happen. But just like the personalization in Super Mario 64, it's fun to think about, and just for like entertainment and stuff, just like this video, nothing is real. Say it right now. There's no way of unlocking Waluigi, which I'm gonna be talking about a lot. There's a lot of different ways people said it's not real. That's the last time I say it, okay, I promise. Onto the video, yeah. I forgot to mention that there isn't that much to this. There's much more to Super Mario 64 as Personalized, which I will make a video on, but it's not right now because I just thought this was such a funny and interesting topic, and I just wanted to cover it because nobody else has, because nobody else will, probably. My inspiration was this video that you see on screen. I'll put a link to it in the description. But yeah, that's basically it for the intro here. And yeah. But anyways, for real this time, onto the video. Wahoo! The Waluigi Apparition. I forgot to mention that I will be doing the Waluigi stuff first, which is going to be most of the video, so yeah. Anyways, on to the Waluigi Apparition. Similar to the Wario Apparition from the original Mario 64, the Waluigi Apparition is an anomalous entity found in some personalized copies of Mario 64 DS. Also like Wario, it's just the head of Waluigi, which is also located in the Dire Docks entrance hallway, and will become more transparent the more and more you get close to it. But it's really just the Wario Apparition, but it's Waluigi, because he's a missing character. Yeah, there's really nothing else to say about this. Next one. Rabbit Meadow. Rabbit Meadow is a supposed unused level in Super Mario 64 DS. This stage is unlocked when you collect every rabbit in the game, including the unused purple rabbit, which we'll talk about later, and collecting all 150 stars. The level is made up of many hills and is very sunny, and there are NPC rabbits that are sort of like toads. And supposedly if you keep roaming around, you'll find a castle, which is home of the Rabbit King, where you will have to fight him to unlock Waluigi. There are a couple of stars you can collect in this level. A Switch star, and a Koopa the Quick star. Also catching a purple rabbit that will reward you a star, and a red coin star, and a 5 silver stars star. It also says unlocking a cage of some sorts. Yeah, it's really weird, but it's just best not to question it. Back to the Rabbit King. So, supposedly the boss fight of supposed Rabbit King it behaves like Bowser. It can jump, and when it lands can send shockwaves like the final Bowser. He can also try to kick the player, and if you grab the rabbit's foot when it was kicking, you could fling it around like Bowser, and it takes about 5 or 3 hits to defeat. Negative World. The negative world is described as an inverted and flipped version of Princess Peach's castle. It doesn't lead to any of the original levels, but it has all the floors, and some have claimed it has a fourth floor of some kind, though it is very uncommon. The most commonly cited level to appear in the negative world is a level unlocking Waluigi, most commonly the Piranha Pit or Rabbit Meadow. Notably, the castle grounds is replaced with entirely with a destroyed town and a purple sky. It's also as uncommon as the fourth floor. There's also a unique version of the Cheap Chili Challenge, where you unlock Wario. It apparently had a secret mission in the negative world where you could unlock Waluigi. Quote, first you had to collect the power flowers in the mirror room in an upside down L formation, then enter the level and it will be mildly different. You will then have to collect all coins in the level, including red coins, totaling up to 79 coins total. Then enter the Chief Chili boss fight and hit him to make him drop coins. Upon hitting 100 coins, a mushroom will appear, allowing you to become huge. You can use this to defeat Chief Chili easily. After defeating Chief Chili, players have reported an entrance to the negative world appearing in the white room, or a Waluigi painting appearing somewhere in the game, usually leading it to Piranha Pit, which we'll talk about later. Chief Chili can drop Waluigi's key in end quote. Wow, those are a lot of words, which I barely understood any of those, like upside down L formation, and then you enter the level and then it'll be different because that's the Waluigi symbol. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Next one, I guess. Piranha Pit. Piranha Pit is another level where you can, guess what? Unlock Waluigi. Yeah, whoever guessed that. Wow. Okay, now time to be serious about this. Well, not serious. It's not that serious, but the Piranha Pit is an anomalous level found in Super Mario 64 DS. It was originally meant to be linking to the game WoW Waluigi via canceled StarPass, which we will talk about that later. But it can appear without it due to the AI, spawning it on its own. It's described as in an area similar to the Goom Boss, where you unlock Mario, being a massive forest with several thorny vines around the level that damage the player upon contact. Its boss, the Big Piranha Plant, was meant to be the boss that unlocked Waluigi upon defeat, before its removal alongside the cancellation of WoW Waluigi. It can reportedly be found in the negative world, but several other locations have been documented. And speaking of WoW Waluigi. Okay, this one didn't have an image, so I couldn't put one here. You'll just have to stick with your imagination, I guess. This entry is huge, so it might take me a while to cover it. Anyways, WoW Waluigi is a canceled game for the Nintendo DS meant to go along with Super Mario 64 DS. The game centers around Waluigi, well, obviously, being his first game he'd be the main protagonist, if it was released. Notably, it would have been tied to Super Mario 64 DS using an unreleased application called StarPass, which we will also be talking about, to perform a process similar to Stop and Swap, unlocking Waluigi in Super Mario 64 DS via levels such as the Negative World, Rabbit Meadow, and Piranha Pit, which we have all talked about, where Waluigi would be unlocked. The game is in a relatively finished state, making its cancellation somewhat confusing. Now let's talk about the plot. The story revolves around Waluigi, who discovers a pair of magic gloves named, the Magic Gloves, which are used to collect 10 artifacts named the Dazzling Diamonds, so that Waluigi could get a wish granted by them. Around halfway through the game, he confronts Wario, who is also trying to collect them before they team up. In the final level of the game, upon being the final boss, the 10 Dazzling Diamonds summon Waluigi, who asks them for their wish. Waluigi shoves Wario away and wishes for infinite riches. Waluigi decides to punish them by forcing them to fight the Dazzling Demon. Upon Waluigi and Wario teaming up to defeat the Dazzling Demon, they both wish at the same time for infinite wishes, and their wish is granted. Okay, I was just trying to hold back my laughter because this is just hilarious. Waluigi, who's just like a counterpart of Peach, which actually almost existed, and Wario and Waluigi team up again, even after Waluigi shoves Wario to the side and wishes for infinite riches. And I don't think that wishing for infinite wishes could work, but you know, this actually sounds convincing. Actually, kind of. I don't know. Why is Waluigi? Why does she grant wishes? Who is the Dazzling Demon? This is just confusing. And there's more too. There's unlockable characters, which I will talk about right after we talk about the mechanics, that is, of the magic gloves. So, they have many abilities, 10 abilities, well, 12 technically, but the last two are unused. The first ability is a hammer used to smash rocks and similar objects. The second ability is a tennis racket, which allows the player to ride zip lines, knock projectiles back at enemies or objects, and participate in tennis matches. The third ability is the Big Fists, which offer a stronger attack and can also break blocks. The fourth ability is the Screwdriver, which can be used to unscrew certain objects. The fifth ability is the Drill, which is a combination of the hammer's ability to break blocks and the screwdriver's ability to unscrew objects. The sixth ability is a Slingshot, which fires projectiles that can be used to hit faraway enemies and objects. The seventh ability is a Paintbrush, which is used to paint certain objects. I wonder what that was used for. The eighth ability is the Whip, which can be used to grab and pull around projectiles and enemies. The ninth ability is the Umbrella, which allows for slower falling. The final ability is the Magic Staff, which shoot projectiles that can activate switches and break most blocks. And the two unused abilities, the ones that I was talking about earlier, the Scissors, which would probably cut through objects, obviously, and a Sword, which probably would have been for combat and stuff. That's basically it for mechanics. Now let's move on to the playable characters. First character is Wario. Wario was unlocked as a playable character after completing the Obsidian Ocean stage and has unique abilities. They can shoulder bash like in Wario Land, which he can break objects where you usually need a hammer for, and he can walk underwater instead of swimming, like Super Mario 64 DS with the Metal Wario. And he can pull down objects from the ceiling with their weight. However, they walk slower and don't jump as high as Waluigi, and cannot make use of the magic gloves. If the StarPass is used on WarioWare Touch, Wario Man, which appears in WarioWare, can be unlocked as an upgrade of Wario by finding a piece of garlic while playing as Wario. Their shoulder bash does more damage, goes faster, and makes him fall slower when done in midair. He can also run as fast and jump as high as Waluigi as this Wario Man. Yeah, next character. Next up is Waluigi. Like Wario, Waluigi has his own unique abilities. He can run faster and jump higher than Wario, and most characters, can use the magic gloves, can swim, kick, charge a sprint, crawl into small spaces, and sneak to avoid certain enemies or obstacles. Pretty overpowered if you ask me. Notably, Waluigi's the only character to not have a variant of some kind besides Why Yoshi? Why Yoshi? That is... Oh my god. Next character. I can't take this. Up next is a third playable character called Waluigi, which you obviously heard of because of the other... because of the plot, because she's like a main part of it. And it's an unused variant of Princess Peach from Mario Tennis, who appears in the ending of Waluigi. They have the abilities of the magic gloves, which can instead appear as separate objects with the crystalline texture of the dazzling diamonds, and can use the umbrella to pull down objects similarly to Wario. They also have Waluigi's special abilities, including swimming, and aren't as fast as Waluigi, but still faster than Wario. They can jump as high as Waluigi, though. If the StarPass is used on Super Princess Peach is unlocked as a reskin of Waluigi. Yeah, this is crazy. The next one is even weirder. Why Yoshi? If StarPass is used with Yoshi's Island DS, a new item can appear in levels, a purple Yoshi egg with black spots, fitting Waluigi's color palette, that spawns randomly through the game. Breaking it spawns a purple Yoshi named Why Yoshi that acts like Yoshi in other games. They run faster than the player, they can flutter jump, and eat enemies to create eggs that function as a projectile attack. In multiplayer, Why Yoshi is a separate playable character, but if not selected, can still be found via their eggs. Honestly, there is just so much to this Waluigi game. Like, there's tennis matches, there's challenge mode, there's like power-ups and custom enemies. It's honestly really interesting, and I might make an entirely separate video dedicated to this game because there's just so much. And if you want more information, visit the Mips whole wiki. It might sound weird, but if you search up Waluigi, you can see all of this information for yourself, and I quoted most of this stuff from that wiki. So yeah, I might put it in the description if I remember to, but I probably won't, so won't remember to, that is. If I do, then I will put it in the description because it really is interesting, and you all should just check it out. Anyways, on to the next thing because I can't keep talking about this. It is just so weird. StarPass. This one is honestly really interesting, so just strap in. It is going to be... You might not even understand it. It's not going to be as long as Waluigi, but it's going to be weird to explain, I guess. There were 3 planned ways to use the StarPass application. You could link 2 digitally downloaded games simply by selecting them in a pop-up menu, having a game cartridge inserted into the DS and selecting a single digital game, or using a unique add-on to link two cartridges together by inserting them into the 2 slots in the peripheral and inserting it where the cartridge normally go. Once the 2 games are selected, the StarPass will check if they are compatible match, and if they are, the StarPass will unlock data in both games, and it's honestly just really confusing, and it's, I don't know, but what it's trying to say is you can mix 2 games together and it would unlock something weird in those games, so I'll just talk about that. The ones relating to Mario 64 DS, that is. The most well-known one, or supposed well-known one, is Waluigi in Super Mario 64 DS. This can unlock levels like Rabbit Meadow, Piranha Pit, and let you unlock Waluigi in the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The next game is Mario Kart DS and Waluigi. In Mario Kart DS, a unique track named Dazzling Desert is unlocked, being a desert made out of diamond dust which is a reference to the dazzling diamonds. No known associated reward in WoW Waluigi exists, but it may be tied to the unused desert level found in WoW Waluigi's files due to Dazzling Desert sharing the same name. Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically all the important ones. All the other ones are just either boring or just add Waluigi to the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Submerged Castle. The Submerged Castle is an anomalous event in Super Mario 64 DS. When this happens, the entire castle grounds will be flooded with water. This usually is involved in unlocking Waluigi or other chain of events. You can tell this event will occur in your copy when, after draining the moat and collecting every star in Vanish Cap under the moat will fill back up with water. Yeah, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, let's just keep going, I guess. The Submerged Castle event mostly commonly occurs when Waluigi has lightning powers in the player's personalized copy, but this can occur if Waluigi is involved with some other abilities he can have, such as magic gloves, bob-ombs, or his warp speed ability, the latter of which to get through the water. These are typically required for the process to end the event, in which must be done as the castle cannot be entered during this anomaly's time in the save file. Yeah. The event is triggered when you unlock Luigi using the black box method. The player will need to use Mario's wing cap in the castle grounds to fly into the black box and break it, usually just making contact or somehow ground pounding it. This will open a portal in front of the stained glass or the stained glass itself, or inside the stained glass. The player will then need to shoot it to reach an area behind the stained glass. This area contains a painting of Waluigi that would lead to a variant of the character select on room with a door with an upside down L, which is just the white door but with an upside down L, indicating Waluigi's inside. The player can enter the door that would lead to the rec room and enter an area that have been described as a pitch black maze. This area is the most inconsistent part of this method and may lead elsewhere, such as Rabbit Meadow or Piranha Pit, yada yada yada. However, Waluigi's key will be present if you find it. Upon opening the Waluigi door, the player will become Waluigi and enter the Submerged Castle. Note that any transition from area can lead to a Submerged Castle depending on the report. Bowser's Chamber. Bowser's Chamber is typically found in a hidden area of the castle, such as the black box, and usually drops you into a room seen in the screenshots, but have also been known to drop you in an area leading up to a boss fight, commonly described as either a maze or a level in the same vein as to a Bowser level, usually hidden in an area inside of the castle or in other areas such as Bowser's Castle. The boss fight with Bowser himself is usually different from the regular boss battles. There are no bombs in the arena like the in-game Bowser fights. Some players have found ways to damage Bowser with the 4 characters. Some players have found ways to... Some players saw that he can throw like the bombs that Yoshi can eat and throw back, similarly to the Bowser fight associated with the halved key anomaly. Mario can throw Bowser into a wall to knock them, and then other players can ground pound them to damage and defeat Bowser. The black box. Seen on the Save Select screen of Super Mario 64 DS, there's a strange black box that can be seen on one of the back spires of the castle. It's situated high on the wall, and what is intended for is unknown. It might actually be an opening in the wall based on its placement. In that case, it might have led to a lost area. It's unclear what it exactly is because of how low resolution the texture is. This very same box can also be seen in pre-release gameplay of 64DS. Back when it was called Super Mario 64 by 4, some claimed that you could use 150 star cannon to fly into it, which is typically the most talked about rumor when it comes to unlocking Waluigi. The black box can also lead to Meadow, the Negative World, the Piranha Pit, or a unique variation of the castle grounds known as the Submerged Castle. It could also appear in the original game. Waluigi Remnants. There are a lot of things in Mario 64 that show that Waluigi was planned to be in the game. Like the title screen where there's different colored buttons. Yellow for Wario, green for Luigi and Yoshi, and red for Mario. But then there's the options button, which is purple. But why would they choose purple? Maybe because of one unused character that was supposed to be in the game. And there's a purple dots in the rec room, because they're also color-coded. So why would they choose purple if Waluigi wasn't planned to be in the game? But he was, and I know it, and you know it too! And there was the unused purple rabbits that were once in the game. Yeah, there's a lot of Waluigi references around, huh? Waluigi mode. Waluigi mode, also known as cheater mode or Waluigi's Wrath mode, is an anomalous mode found in some personalized copies of Super Mario 64 DS. This mode is unlocked by cheating in any way, such as using moon jumps or 150 star cheat or pirating the game. The game is rearranged to be challenging even with cheats, such as moving platforms to discourage moon jumping. And notably, Waluigi has a major presence as an antagonizing figure. And that's pretty much all I could find. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you want, like and subscribe. I'm not forcing you, but if you want to support the channel, then you can. This was really a fun video to make, and honestly, I'd do it again, and I will, for Super Mario 64's personalized. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I also plan on talking about some Mario 64 ROM hacks, and yeah. If you want to check out this wiki yourselves, then link to it in the description below. It's really fascinating and you should check it out. I will also be using it for my Mario 64's personalized video. And yeah, that's it. Alright. Thank you so much for watching the video.